If you are over 40 years old and you think you are too old for YouTube, I want to tell you, no way, Jose. I am 42 years old. It is my second to last night in the beautiful country of Kyrgyzstan. Lovely, lovely spot here in Central Asia. I'm at this amazing restaurant called Supara. 3 reasons why you are totally not too old for YouTube. First of all, if you are over 40, you have seen a lot. You saw the rise of the internet. You remember when we tuned into TV on an antenna. You remember when the internet, you needed a phone line. You remember phone lines. You remember when you got the newspaper and you actually cared. The world was so different, and that's not even breaking into high-speed internet, YouTube, social media, AI. Like, you've seen so many generational technology shifts. You've seen eras. Let that sit for a minute. You've seen so much. People need your perspective. I was just sitting with a group at a retirement home talking to them about AI. It was a paid keynote for me, and I got so much out of it, just sitting with that group of wise, older people, talking to them about AI and how I think the dangers and the power of it, it's so close to nuclear power. And I realized, you know, I've read about the Cuban Missile Crisis. The most I've ever thought about the Cuban Missile Crisis was when I watched X-Men First Class. Seriously. It wasn't something that I lived through. And the dangers of it, we need older people's wisdom. How did you respond? What was the threat? How did you stay calm? What could you even do to make things better, to survive better? So that's one thing. You've seen so much. That's why you're valuable on YouTube. Second, you've done so much. And to speak a little bit to why on earth am I here in Kyrgyzstan, this country that probably many of you might never have even heard of this place. I did 8 years of nonprofit work here in this beautiful country. I lived in the city. I saw a revolution. I lived through a revolution. I went through some stuff. And here's the thing, you have stories. And honestly, on YouTube, stories are your currency. Stories are the currency of YouTube. The example I usually use is this. Choose your favorite class from high school. Can you remember your first lesson of that class? Maybe you can, that's good. Can you remember your second, your third, your fourth? No, probably not. Are you an Avengers fan? Do you remember the story of Avengers Endgame? If you're a Marvel fan, you remember that story. You remember these movies. You remember how it begins, you remember how it ends, you remember the snap. We remember stories. And you've done so much that you've got a rich bank of stories to draw from on YouTube. So that's a thing. Before I get to the third thing, real quick, if we're just meeting, my name is Ed. I'm a business coach that specializes in messaging and marketing. Actually, I learned a lot of it here in this beautiful country when I was the director of Central Asian operations. Before I go any further, I'd really like to share with you a free thing that I am offering. I'm running something new. It's called a Small Business Growth Group. And here's the deal. In this group, we're going to go over the 6 areas of your small business that you need to get right in order for your business to fly fast and far. And it is free. It is on Zoom. There's 2 different times. You don't got to go to both. Just choose the one that's more convenient for you. 9 a.m. California time, because that's where I actually am from and where I'm flying out to pretty soon. And 5 p.m. Register at the link in the description. That's actually a perfect segue into the third thing. You have a lot to sell. Your knowledge is valuable enough to sell. You just need to learn how to sell it, how to package it. And that's gonna be my one takeaway for this video. You need an offer. You just need to package what it is that you know into a package that people can get their head around, get their hands on, and get into their lives. It's actually not that hard, because really, what is an offer that sells? What is an offer that people want to buy? It's really just a promise and a price. And actually, that's what I'm talking about in the next video, so I will see you there.